Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and boy do I love trick-taking games. I think they are fun. They remind me of when I was growing up and I would play spades with my mom, my dad, and my older sister. The thing is that trick-taking games recently have started revolutionizing the trick-taking aspect of it. For me, the crew really won me over because I'd never played a cooperative trick-taking game. So when you start to add another mechanic or component to the game that changes it, but also really adheres to the trick-taking aspect, yes, I am on board 100%. Now, the game that I'm talking about today, Lunar Skyline, has something that I've never seen before, and I just am blown away by how stinking clever it is. So Lunar Skyline plays 2 to 6, and it's about 15 to 30 minutes a game. And there even is an advanced feature that's part of the main game, but I would recommend, alongside with the rulebook, that you wait and play a couple times before you add that advanced component. So I'm just going to talk about the core game. What the core game asks players to do is get your hand of cards. So if you are playing with fewer than 5 players, you're actually going to take out the 1 and the 10 of every single suit in the game. So what you have here is a color, and you actually have 2 suits on each of the colors. So you've got that, you've got the purple, you've got the red, you've got the kind of brown color, you've got yellow, and then you've got green. So as you can see here, that means that there are going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 colors, and there are 6 of those images. Now, this is the best help, I think, right here, is you've actually got these icons. So you've got water, energy, robots, cyborgs, astronauts, and plants. And these are their relationships. You'll see on your yellow cards the 2 of those pictured. Your green, you're going to see the 2 of those pictured, and then so forth. Your blue cards, you're going to have those. And it's just, this is it. This is the heart of the game. This is what makes it so cool, because there are actually 2 suits on a card. And so I'm taking these out because I'm playing with a 4-player game. So you don't play with 1 and 10. So now it's only 2 to 9. So you know nothing can be lower than your 2. Nothing can be higher than your 9. So I'm going to pick up my hand here. What you get is 12 cards. And 6 cards are not dealt to players every round. So you don't know what didn't get dealt. So while every player has 12 cards, they might not have the card that you think someone could have to outdo your particular hand. So it gives every single time you play a whole hand, you are going to, the whole round is going to be a little up in the air, and I think that's a fantastic feature as well. So I'm going to look at my cards, and I'm going to select one of my cards to be my bid. This is my building bid, and that means how many tricks am I going to take? Now, because players play one of their 12 cards to their bid, they're actually only playing 11 tricks or 11 hands. So out of the 11, how many do I think I can get? And not just that, the card I select up here will be my points track. It will tell me how many points I earn from my tricks if I get a trick. And it's based on the 2 suits that are listed there. So I'm going to say, reasonably speaking, I'm just going to, what do I have? I've got a 9, I've got an ace, I've got an 8 and an 8. I think I should go low. I'm just going to say I'm going to go low, and I have a lot of green leaves, and I have a couple aliens. We'll see. We'll see if I can do it. So essentially what I'm doing is I'm saying I want to get 3 tricks. If I can get 3 tricks, I'm actually going to get a bonus card in the middle of the game. And bonus cards are good, but if I go over 3 tricks, then I'm going to start losing points for the amount of tricks that I go over. So every 1 is going to be minus 2 points. So I put this up here in secret, and we all reveal at the same time. So everybody around me, all my other players right here, did their own building bid, and then I essentially said I'm doing 3. So now, whoever had the highest bid is going to be the start player, and the lead player is going to play one of the cards from their hand into the lead space. So let's say I did that. Let's say I did that and I lead with this. I'm going to say it's a 2, and it's the symbols blue and green leaf. Now what players have to do is follow one of those suits, follow one of those icons. And the players will just go in turn order. So it was me. So we would go play a card, play a card, play a card. Who has the highest number, they're going to win the trick. Much like you do with regular trick-taking games. So if this player determined that they wanted to, let's just have them throw down this 3 as well. And I'm just saying I'm the start player just to get things going. So this is going to be their card that they essentially bid with, so they're not going to have that in their hand. They might want to go for a medium card, probably not going to win. This is a low card. Boy, they really don't have too many green leaves or water droplets. So let's just have them play this card. So they're going to play this, and I'm just going to put it on top of their deck. So that's their card. They matched the water droplet. And then this person's going to go, and they're going to have a card as well. Let's just say that they also, let's say they bid really, really low, and they got this card. So we're going to put this card out for their bid so that they're only playing with these. Everything seems pretty low for them. Let's have them play this ace. Maybe they want to win this hand. So if they play the ace card, when you play it, here's the cool thing about the aces. This is one of my favorite features of the game. You can choose to play high or low when you play ace. So if you want to slough it off and you don't want to win the trick, then you play low. If you play it very first as the lead card, it must be low. But they're going to say high. I want to play my ace and I want it to be high. So they're going to put it on top. And right now, ace is higher than 4. Is the water droplet matches here is higher than my 2. So now it's up to this last player. Let's have them put out... they probably wanted to bid pretty low too. I'm wondering what they want to bid. They've got a 9, they've got an ace. Let's have them toss out this guy. This is going to be their card they did for their bid so that they're not in their hand. And now they're looking at these cards. So they can bid. Aha, this is really interesting. So another cool feature of the game is that if you tie another player's number, which is not possible in a traditional trick-taking game, they play, let's say, this card. They say, I want it to be high, and your aces, as you notice, only have 1 symbol on it. They play this, and oh no, we have 2 aces. This one matches that, and that one matches that. They're both high. It's the most recent card that breaks ties. So we've already seen several of my favorite features of the game. The first one is that when you play a card as the lead player for that hand, it has 2 symbols on it. Of course, unless you play the ace first, which is always low. And then players just simply have to match one of those symbols, and they must. So there's no choosing. If you have something, you must match one of those 2 by playing your card down. The second cool feature that I've already explored is that when you have a tie, for that value, it's the latest one played. So if you go out big saying, oh, I'm going to win that with my ace, guess what? You may not win it with the ace if someone has the other ace of the matching symbol right there in their hand, which they do. So then this player takes all the cards from the hand, and they will now look at them and say, which one do I want on top? And this character had a lightning. Oh, it was the last card played, so it's this one. So they have a lightning and a robot head that is this card up here for their building bid. So they're going to want to put the cards like this. They're going to want their trick to have at least one or both of those symbols represented on their bid card, because that's going to give them 1 point per matching symbol in the top of each of their tricks 1. So that is going to be how you get points in the game. So this is our scoring reference. Let me just show you right here. At the end of the round, if you have more tricks won or smuggled into your resources area, choose tricks to discard until you're down to your building bid. And then for each resource in your remaining tricks that match either icon, that's where you get your 1 point. For each discarded trick down to your limit that you said you were going to get, you lose 2 points. And then you add your bonus cards to get your total score. So we're going to play all of these cards down until we have essentially played 11 hands, and that's what we're going to score up. So that's just one of, I just think those two features are so cool. Here's a third feature. It's called smuggling. Let's say someone plays a card from, let's just say I put this card down there in the lead. Again, we're dealing with water droplets and leaves. I know this person over here doesn't have too much. So let's say these two cards had already been played in previous rounds. So I'm just going to discard them to this side. If we look at this hand, there's no water droplets or leaves, right? We've got this one, we've got that one, this one, that one, right? We just don't have the water droplets or leaves. What that player is going to do is they are now going to smuggle one of these cards as a trick one into their player area. And they just take one of these cards and they say, I want this one, because that's the one that matches both of those symbols that we had already seen on that player's bid card. So it would be 1 point, 2 points, and it counts as a trick. So it goes sideways. You always know if you have smuggled tricks or if you have regular one tricks. And smuggling is another feature that allows players, if you cannot match the lead card in any way, you smuggle. And so that's just, again, that's like the third coolest, weirdest feature. I've never seen that in a trick-taking game before. It's just super cool. So once a player has met their bid of tricks in the game, let's say this person got 3 tricks, which is me, I'm playing with that 3. I then look out at the bonus cards. These have been out since the start of the round. There's always one more than the amount of players in the game. And then you take that card and that's going to give you more ways to score. So in this case, not necessarily as helpful for me. It says +1 point per water resource in your building, and your building are just the tricks, and it's always the top card of the trick. This one says +5 points, and you have to discard it if you take another trick, but guess what? Smuggling tricks doesn't count against you. So your airlock is closed, you've done it, you've locked away your building, you've sealed it all up, but if you break that seal, then you're going to have to lose that card. Kidnapping says for each ace smuggled in your building, if you can smuggle aces into your building, which is playing those cards because they don't match the lead symbols, that's +3 points per. Partnership says that you get 1 per trick won by one chosen opponent, and then that opponent receives half of those points. So you're like banking off of them because they're doing so well. They essentially said they were going to be taking, like 6 tricks this turn. And then here's another example, variety building. It says here, +9 if you collect all 6 resource types in your building, which requires that you at least have 3 tricks as your building bid, because you have to have 2, 2, and 2, which is 6 of the icons that are shown in partnership with each other. These cards are here. They're dealt out at the start of the hand. It's recommended to play 3 rounds, and you just average all of your scores together. It is so cool. There are so many cool features to this. I love the fact that you're going for your bonus card, because if you can meet your building bid in the game, you have an opportunity to earn more. But if you can't meet your building bid, or you go over, boy, you're not getting the bonus if you can't meet it. And if you go over, sure, you get the card, but every trick after your threshold is -2 points. There's just so much beautiful fine-tuning that this game has gone through. I honestly wouldn't change a thing. I think it is just the snappiest, most refreshing take on trick-taking that I have seen lately. And I have to say, it's just my new favorite card game. I love it. I love it. I love it. So Lunar Skyline, 2 to 6 players, even has that bonus Skyline expansion, like little mini expansion deck that allows you to really rack up the points in yet another way, but is a little bit advanced, and I would definitely save that for later. It's so cool. It's so cool. That's going to be it. I really want you to check this out. I mean, dynamite. All right, everybody. I'll see you later.